Today we're going to make some Halloween tags. I made these last week. The video didn't turn out that great. So we're going to make some more. They may not be exact. I may come up with some different characters, but I think they're so cute, and just wanted you to see. There's the little vampire bat girl, this little bat hanging upside down, and this cute little marshmallow looking ghost guy. So what we're going to do is start out with some matte gel. Okay, you see that? Matte gel medium, or if you've got Mod Podge, just something to stick some papers on, because what we're going to do is collage first, different random papers. I have a stash of different Halloween papers I've been saving over the years, and we're just going to tear and adhere them to the chipboards. I've got these large chipboard tags I bought at Michael's. I think they're the Recollections brand, over in the stamping section at Michael's if you want to get those. And so what I'm going to do is just start tearing paper, randomly sticking it on, no rhyme or reason, just to give some background, because as you can see, the paper will kind of show through after we paint on top of it, and just gives it this really cute mixed media collage look. So just get a old brush and go to it. I really like these little crows. Okay, I went ahead and finished adhering the collaged papers on here and zapped it with my heat gun to dry. So next what we're going to do is touch them up with some different paints, and we'll get going. So as far as fluid acrylics, I usually like to buy Americana Deco Art. They're good quality craft paints. Bunch of colors, not expensive. So I have a whole rack full of these different colors. So we're just gonna use some Halloween-y colors. I think I'm gonna find some purple too. I always like a little touch of purple at Halloween mixed in with my orange and black. So I'm gonna put some paints on my palette here. And if you've never used this palette paper, it's the best. It's just a waxy surface, the Strathmore palette paper. Love it. Been using it most of my life. So, just gonna put some different paints down. And I'm going to use a little bit of the tube white Liquitex Basics, because for some of the projects I want a little bit thicker coverage, so I'm going to put some of that on my paper too. Oops. So as you see, I've just got a couple of different oranges, some purple, black, some white, gray for some shading, and a thicker white. And what you can do, you can use your paintbrush, or you can use any type of a scraping tool, old credit card, gift card, and just start dip it in your paint and just start smearing. I kind of like the way that looks, kind of grungy. Or if you want to use a paint for quicker coverage, you can do that too. I'll just go in here with all of my oranges first and hit those. I think on this one I'm going to use my purples, and I think I'm going to mix in some green. We're going to do different over here. I have no idea what we're going to put on this tag yet, but that's part of the fun on this process. You just play and see what comes to your mind and go with it. Okay, so I got those. And then I'm going to take a kind of a damp piece of a sea sponge, and I have to hide these in my house because my cats most think they smell like fish, and I find these all over the house where they've taken them out of my toolbox. So I'm going to dab this in a little bit of black, and I'm going to see if you can see how this looks real marbled. I love this effect. Then for this one I'm going to do the same but with some fluid white. And over here I'm just going to use another side of the sponge and do my purple. I may tone that down. It may be a little too bright, but that's the first layer. Great thing about acrylics is you can go back over them if you don't like it. All right, so we're going to let those dry, and then we'll come up with some ideas and start painting. All right, so I'm going to take this first tag. Let's try to come in a little. And I think I'm going to do that little ghosty fellow. Looks kind of like a marshmallow. I think they're so cute. And I'm going to take this thicker white from Liquitex, and we're going to freehand it. There's really not even really a reason unless you just are more comfortable sketching it in first, but I'm just going to freehand it because it's just sort of blobby. So let me find a brush. I have 100,000 brushes and I probably didn't bring the right one out here. Okay, here we go. So we're just going to take some of this white. Let me move these other things over. All right. And he's kind of just two blobs, almost like a snowman. You could almost say a snowman shapes, but then we're going to make him a little Casper ghosty looking. Just a round head and then a rounder body. bigger body, I mean. And you see how this, the heavy body paint gives more coverage on that background. Because it's okay if some of it shows through because he's a ghost, but we also want to have him pop off of the page a little. And we're just going to do little arms. He's going like boo. Alright, I'm going to take a little bit of this gray while it's still wet and blend that in. I may pick up a little black on my too. I don't know if you see how I'm doing this, but I pick up and just kind of shade a little. So you kind of side load. If you've ever done decorative painting, it's kind of what they call side loading. Just get the side of your brush because you want the shade, the shadow on one side of the painting. Alright, let me make a little, looks like it's like a little scary hairdo. You see that? It gives him a little dimension. I'm going to give him a couple little feet here. Side load some more. And then if we want to define, like he's got little fingers or his hand is closed a little, just dab some black or gray paint. Okay. You don't want your paint too wet, so kind of refrain from dipping it in water. Come back in with some white for highlights. You see how easy that is? It takes just minutes. Okay. Alright, and then for his eyes, I'm just going to take the end of a paintbrush. That's not a paintbrush. Find one that's a good shape. Here's one. I'm just going to put a little more black fluid here on the paint, on the page. We're just going to dip the end of it in our paint and just make a couple of dots. See how easy peasy that is? And then I want his mouth to be kind of open, like he's whoa, haunting you. So I'm going to just drag it a little. So it's going to be more of an oval than a, now he looks like a fish. Let's get that fixed. I may have to fix that a little, but once it's dry I'll touch it up with some white, but I think it looks okay. And I'm going to take a little narrow brush and give him some little eyebrows so he looks surprised. There. And touch up the hands. I want him holding a balloon, and I'm just going to paint it in first up here, just as a placeholder, because we may end up painting it, or I might put a piece of ephemera. Like on this one, I had a 31 from some of my Tim Holtz Halloween ephemera package, but I've got to look and see if I have another one. If not, we'll decorate it ourselves. Okay. So I've decided I'm going to paint, I forgot to paint his little ruffle around his neck, which gives him some color. So I'm going to put a little bit, whoops, more orange paint. Let's see. Actually, I have some here. And my table's smoother. I'm just going to make a little ruffle. And I want a little bit of shading on there. Get a little bit of black on my brush. So come back in here with a little white. So I think that's good. And then for the balloon, I could not find another one of those number 31s that I used on the other one. So I looked through a bunch of my stickers and scrapbook supplies. I've got these. I could use a trick or treat sticker in his hand. I don't know that I want to, it's too bright, I think, for this one. Then I've got different like scrapbook stickers, little buttons. I have a boo. Let's see how that would look. That might be cute. But I think what I'm going to do, since I've already painted this white balloon, I'm just going to go in here with my paintbrush, and I'm just going to paint in the numbers and touch up like a balloon. Yeah. So I'm going to actually just, ooh. I'm going to do boo. And if you wanted to make it look kind of scary, wiggle your brush a little bit. I think that's going to look cute. I'll just outline this balloon a little bit so it stands out. just highlight it so it shows up a little bit. And then if you want to add some more shadows, this is completely optional, but you can go back in here with the damp brush, very wet, dipped in a little black, and that gives him a little shadow. You see that? Okay, so I think this little guy is done as far as painting goes. And then just to finish, I usually just take some different ribbon. Of course, it's all tangled. Zoom back out here. So we're just gonna cut a length of ribbon. I like to do two different colors at the same time. And it's a little too long. Done. Easy, cute little ghost, and I'll also have them for sale in my Etsy shop if you would rather do that. And we'll take a break and then move on to another one.